very carefully, because it's at least it will take you. I mean, of course, because I've registered already once, it maybe I'll be able to do it quickly. But if you have to properly sit and prepare yourself, it will take at least 1 hour's time. So please be patient enough when you're doing it, because all this, whatever you're doing, is for yourself, not for somebody else, right? Okay, let's start. It's 8:39, 8:40. People will be joining. So first, as I said, like, it's a two-step process. You have to first register for TCS Codevita, and then next for TCS Next Step portal. Okay, I'm in a flow. Don't interrupt and don't message me. I'll answer all your queries, and don't ask me to repeat, because anyways I'm going with a proper flow, and I'm going slowly. Okay, so just follow the document that I've shared you. I've kept this as a reference, and I've opened it. So I'm just opening a new tab. Enter this. Okay, so enter this. What I have to do, I have to click on register, because I am a new register, all this whatever I'm showing is for the newly registered people who are doing it new for the first time. So I'm clicking on register new, and it's again asking me to sign in. So I cannot sign in because I'm a new register. So what I have to do, new user have to register. So here, click on register and select your region. So I am not following the document here in the PPT, because all that what I've mentioned is from this only. I've taken screenshots here while I was doing. So I know the process and I'm showing you. So just click on India, and you have to fill all these details. So here there's a lot of confusion. Like, for example, my name is Shravani Jonalagada. Okay, so I will write it as Shravani, and I will write it as Jonnalagada. Okay, let's say my name is Shravani Reddy Jonalgata something. I have such a big name. So if you have to give, let's say, there's one person, Sri Sai Shravani, something like that. If it is there, then you have to mention as Sri. Don't give a space. If you are giving a space, it will show you red. Okay, can you see here? It is not allowing you. Why? Because you just hover the mouse here, and it shows the first name can contain these many characters, and it's only alphabets are allowed. So if you give a space is a special character, so it will not allow. So you just remove the space and it will allow you. Okay, so even if you have a big name, that is fine. All you have to do is just enter without giving any space. Same with first name and last name also. Okay, and next is provide a valid email ID. Few of them will, I'll just enter my email ID. Okay. So few of them, what they'll do, they, instead of writing Gmail, the spelling GMIL, they will leave like this. Okay. So the system is accepting, because they are not auto-correcting. But what will happen is you will not receive any confirmation mail. So have patience to check whether the spelling of this Gmail is correct or not. Gmail, whatever spelling of all your email ID is correct or not. Okay. And username is something different. So you have to remember username, email ID, and password. So what username I want to give is, it's your wish. Okay, whatever you want to give. I want to give a Shravani underscore 19J or something like that. So if whenever you are seeing red or it is not allowing you, you read the instructions. For example, you just put your mouse here. What is showing, first name must be only alphabets. Last name, it has to be only alphabets. And if there is a space, it has to be dot. Email, please provide a valid email ID. So you read the instructions. Username, let's say I'm just giving Shravani. Okay, it is showing it will not allow sometimes. Now it is allowing, but if you see here in the instructions of username, it is saying that username, there must be one, uh, the username must be 4 to 20 characters, and there must be alphanumeric characters, and there must be an underscore. So that's why I'm keeping a Shravani underscore 19J, or whatever username you want to give. It must include one uppercase and one special character in the sense underscore, something like underscore, and alphanumeric in the sense it must contain digits also, numerics also, like 19 or whatever you want to do. And password, you must remember this password for lifelong. Okay, lifelong in the sense at least for the next 2-3 years. Okay, so here if you see password also, it must contain one uppercase, at least one lowercase, at least one number, and at least one special character. So for example, you are writing it as your name is Kumar, so it can be K capital Kumar at the rate, if your date of birth is 2003 or 4, at the rate 2003 or 4. So have simple passwords where you can remember. So K is capital in Kumar, and again you're having at the rate because it's asking you to have some special characters, and you're having numerics also, 2024, something like that. So I'm just having my own password. Okay, and again confirm the same password. Okay, and before proceeding, you just see if all the details are correctly provided. If you are forgetting, okay, you just note down your email ID and password somewhere. Let's say if you tend to forget something, write your username and password. This is your email ID that you have provided, and this is the password username that you have created. Password, of course, I am not revealing here. So this is how you can note down somewhere if you feel that you'll forget. Okay, and then just provide this as a consent and click on register. Okay, next it is taking you to the conditions. So you have to select your region because each region will have its own terms and conditions. Okay, so select the region as India. Then here you will be able to see the terms and conditions. I am not reading it now because when I did the registration for first time, I have read all of it. But you guys, take some time, be patient enough to read it all, and mostly, I mean, you have no option then to accept it. Okay, so read all of it. These are all general instructions. Okay, so just click on accept. Read all the instructions and click on accept. Okay, so it says email verification. I need to verify the email. So this is very, very important. And now here I want to tell you one thing. When I'm showing you, please don't register simultaneously. First, listen to what I'm saying, because you will miss out on the notifications. You will miss out on the information that I'm sharing. And secondly is, if you are doing this simultaneously, the email verification that you get, I mean, the notification that you get to your mail will be active only for 5 minutes. Okay, so don't do it now. Do it aram se, like after all the process, after I'm done showing you all the things. So now I need to quickly check my email. There must not be any delay. So here I have received it in my inbox. Let's say if I'm not able to find it in my inbox, then I have to click on more. Okay, this is my email ID that I've opened, and go to spam and check. Go to all mail and check. Okay, so here in my inbox only I've registered, I've got it. So this is the Codevita season confirmation mail that I've got. So here if you see the notification, it says this is the link to email verification. The above link will only be active for 5 minutes. So people who want to do aram say, who are registering, have to register all of it in one go. At least this process, this step. If you come back and see your email after 10 minutes and do it, by then it would have expired, and again you have to create a new email ID and do the whole process. So just click on this, and this is the verification process. So now I am inside my dashboard. So this is the Codevita dashboard that appears this way. Okay, now here I have to provide my contact number. provide a valid contact number and click on send OTP. Okay, when do you do that? Do it at the last. Next is academic year of graduation. You are all 2023 or 2024 pass outs. If you are currently in your third year of engineering, it means 2023. If you are in second year, opt for 2024. Okay, I am showing this for 2024 because in the document that I have shared, the PDF, there I've registered myself as 2023 and I've showed you all. Now I'm doing it as 2024. Nearest TCS location in the sense, what is your preferred, test center? So I am from Hyderabad and I prefer Hyderabad, so I'm choosing this. So whichever you want to, you can choose. And institute name is your college name. If you're from MVSR, just type MVSR and it will show you in the drop down. If you're from VNR, just type VNR and it will show you. Same with like CMR, then it will show you. If you're from Gokaraju, GRIET, okay. You have to enter as Gokaraju. So here you have so many options, right? This is EANTD. I don't know what is this. I think this is a separate branch, but this is the proper one, Gokaraju Rangaraju Institute of Engineering and Technology. So I'm just choosing this because in the PDF that I've provided, I have chosen as 2023 MVSR is what I've opted. So now I'm opting a different, college name here. Now here it is asking for CTDT reference IT, which is optional, I understand. But here your CT and DT reference IT is mandatory. So before here you have to hold on and you have to go to TCS Next Step portal and register there. So before I go there, let me just finish off with my verification of email ID. So I'm just clicking on send OTP. Okay, this number was already used. So let me provide another number. Okay, so I'm just clicking on send OTP and the OTP will be valid for, these many seconds, 120 seconds. So make sure you're providing a valid one, your OTP. And here you have to enter all the digits properly. Okay, and then I'm clicking on valid contact number. So it shows phone number verification successful. So just click on OK and the profile changes also have saved it. Now this tab must be open. Okay, the DT reference ID must be provided for sure, though it is mentioned as mandatory. So what I'll do, I'll have to go to another new tab. Okay, I'm keeping this tab open. I'm still keeping this tab open. And I'm going to new tab and clicking there as next step. Okay, nextstep.tcs.com. All this is provided in the document. I'm not referring the document because I've already done it and I know the process. So just click here. And what you have to do, if you are a new user, you have to click on register now. I'm showing all of this as a new user. Okay, so just click on register now. And here you have to choose the category. So all of you must choose IT for sure. If you are very much interested in business process services, that is BPO kind of jobs, then only opt this. If you want to know what comes under this, you just click on this and you'll know what is business process services. You will know it is all related to finance, accounting, human resources, analytics, and all that. So I am interested in IT. I'll just read the details of IT here and I'll click on IT here. Okay, this is the bar where I have to click on IT. And now all these details have to be filled carefully. Okay, so I'm a female. I'm clicking on Miss. First name is Shravani. Middle name, if you have any, you just mention that. Date of birth. Okay, so all of you, I am just, I'm just choosing as 2004. Okay, I just want to match the age. That's why, because this is for, they do even the verification of date of birth. Right? So I'm not providing my details exactly here. So 2003 or 4 or whatever is your date of birth. Gender, I'm able to see only female because here I've mentioned as Miss. So if had I put here a Mr., it would have shown me male also. Okay, so female. And email ID, I should not provide something else. I have to provide the email ID that I have provided at the time of registering for Codevita. Okay, that is it. And the mobile number also the same mobile number. Okay, institute name also the same. Just type and you will be able to see in the dashboard. So, sorry, you will be able to see in the drop down. So what's happening here is when I'm clicking here like this, it's not taking. So what I have to do with the help of shift keys, like with the help of keyboard, I'm just scrolling down and I'm just clicking on enter. So it is taking this way. So qualification is you have to enter Bachelor of Technology. So for all the colleges affiliated to JNTU, it is Bachelor of Technology. After this, if you are affiliated to OU, just mention as Bachelor of Engineering and it will show you this and enter this. Okay. So as of now, I'm doing it as Bachelor of Technology. Okay. And all the queries okay. Somebody is asking me a very stupid question. I think Arun, you're here to photobomb us. What should we choose for transgender, Miss or Miss, Mr. or Miss? Okay, you please message me on the personal window. I'll reply to you. You can just leave this group if you're not interested. Okay, so Bachelor of Technology is what I'm choosing. Year of passing, again, be very careful. At the time of registering for Codevita, I mentioned 2024, right? So I'm going to mention the same thing here. Qualification, if you are from OU, you have to choose Bachelor of Engineering. I already told you. Guys, please, be very attentive when I'm showing you. I'll answer all the queries at the end. Because if I answer the queries, what will happen is this page will have timer and it'll go out and again I'll have to do it from the beginning. So I'm doing it slowly one by one. Okay. Nearest test location, I'm from Hyderabad. So choose Hyderabad. Enter the password. I would recommend all of you to enter the same password that you have provided for Codevita so that you will remember. Okay, don't have too many passwords which will make you confusing. And re-enter the password. All the queries will be answered at the last. Okay, select a security question. This is for you to remember. So what will happen is just in case you forgot your password or something, it will ask you your security question. So just opt based on like what is your nationality, Indian. It's all common questions, right? Common questions that you remember. What is your school name or like that. So I'm just choosing nationality and I'm answering it as Indian. Okay, and just enter these characters. And if you are confused with whether this is L or I and all, don't take risk. Just refresh and you'll get a new one. So Y, G, D, M, and J, and I'll click on submit. So here, if you're able to see, it is showing me the details that I have entered, and it is asking me to confirm. So just to cross check whether all the details that you have provided is correct or not. And if you don't know your email ID, if you have forgotten, created a new one and forgotten, you can just refer to this document where you copy pasted. Then just go back here, see all the details and click on confirm. Okay, so it shows thank you for registering with TCS. Please note your TCS, please note your reference ID. So this is my CT ID. What I'll do, I'll copy paste here somewhere so that I'll not forget it. You have to save all these things if you feel that you will forget it at some point of time. Okay, so I'm just copy pasting, and it says that an email with CT reference ID and password as entered by you has been sent to your email ID mentioned in the registration form. Click on to continue and enter your password. So I'm just clicking on continue, and the password that I have provided for this application is what I am entering. Okay, and enter your password and click on submit. So this is my dashboard. Okay, now in the meantime, go back to your inbox to check if you have got any email. Usually you'll get a mail stating, I mean, the mail will have the same details of your reference ID. So usually few people will receive reference ID to their email also. That's what I got when I registered for the first time. So now I didn't get yet, because see, when all the people are registering at once, the traffic will be more, and there will be little lapse for receiving emails and all that. So just be patient, nothing to worry. So meanwhile, let me just complete the entire process. So here there is something called as application form, right? So usually what will happen is I'll show you how you'll get the mail for from the TCS next step. How do you get the mail? I'll just show you. Last time when I registered, I got the mail. I'm going to show you that. All the queries will be answered at the end. Please don't message me now. Okay, so this was the mail that I got. Okay, so it says it is again, this is from TCS Next Step portal, where it says that the registration is successful and the CT reference ID is mentioned here. And what it is saying, it is asking me to follow the instructions and fill my application form. So this was my last email ID, an older one that I provided. Now that I provided a new mail ID, I still didn't get that mail from TCS Next Step portal. So don't worry. First thing what I have to do is I have to click on more, and I have to check if I've got in the spam. I didn't get in the spam. Click on all mail. I didn't get here also. So nothing to worry. The next step is to fill your application. So this is the TCS Next Step dashboard. So just go to application form, and it will show up. Just give 2-3 seconds, and it will buffer and it will open up like this. So here you have to fill all these tabs. Okay, so now let me just read the important instructions here. I'm not reading it now because I've already read it last time, but all of you have to read it. And there's one important point here which says, whenever you're filling any details and navigating to the next field, you have to click on save and continue. If you don't click on save and continue, what will happen is, let's say if your internet is as unstable and if your internet is down, if you want to come back to the application form and fill, it should not erase out all the previous details that you have already filled. So just to ease out your job, every time you have to click on save and continue. So I'll show you how. Okay. So just click on start filling the form. So these are 4 tabs, right? This is the first, second, third, and fourth. Okay. So first is personal details. So here, it has auto picked from the previous time that I have entered about the test location. Next is the personal details. So be very patient enough. And I have to provide my father's name because here it is showing is mandatory. So, okay, date of birth it has picked up, gender it has picked up, house name and all that, you just enter whatever is your road or street is not mandatory. Area or landmark near, you just provide your house details and landmark. Country India, state Telangana, city Hyderabad. Don't ask me should I mention Secunderabad or Hyderabad. It's good if you mention as Hyderabad only. And pin code, your area pin code. And if your permanent address is same as the present address, then click on yes. Otherwise, click on no. Permanent address in the sense, let's say you have your house somewhere else and you are residing currently somewhere else. So you have to provide your permanent address details as well as your present address details also. So I am here only. My permanent address and present address is the same. So I'm just clicking on yes. So all the details that I've provided here are auto picked here. Okay. Scroll down and contact details, email ID is auto picked, and alternate number. If you have any alternate number, it is good to provide. Okay. First click on save. Always first click on save. Okay. And then click on save and continue. So here, can you see here, personal details, if all of it is correctly filled, you'll get a tick mark. Okay. Next is academic and work experience details. So this is the tab which is open automatically. Read the instructions carefully. And I'm going one tab by each. Okay. This is the instructions tab. Next tab is highest qualification. So this is just a confirmation one. Institute name is picked. Highest qualification is picked. Year of passing is picked. Now go to graduate. Okay. So I'm going the backend wise. Graduation in the sense your current, like you will be passing out in, I have mentioned here as 2024, right? So my pass out here, course duration means what? Course duration means when I have started my engineering and when I'll be completing. So 2024 pass out means I would have started in 2020 year, right? So go to the calendar, click on this, and here there's an option to decrease, get down the year. Like, so this is the 2020. Let's say I have joined in August. So August 2020, I'm just choosing some random, like if you remember, do it. If you don't remember, the year counts. Okay, year must be correct. Month and date, whichever you remember, you just put it. Okay, if you are 2023 pass out, then your course duration start year should be 2019. Okay, because I have mentioned as 2024, I'm mentioning it as August and 2020. Okay, and I'll be passing out in 2024. So 2024 May is when I'll pass out, and I'm just choosing randomly. We might not know the exact date when will we pass out. Usually May, June is when you people will pass out. So just I'm just mentioning the last date of the month, that is 31st May 2024. Course type is always full time because you're not doing any part-time course. So just click on full time. Okay. Specialization, click on the drop down, and specialization in the sense your branch. Let's say you're from information technology. Okay. So click on type information technology and choose. If you're from computer science and engineering, enter everything. Like, just be patient. Don't just type computer and look for it. Rather, you mention everything. Computer science and engineering. Okay. So be patient enough whatever you're doing. And if you're from mechanical, same thing. Like, you enter whatever your branch you're from. Mechanical engineering. So something like that, like electrical or electronics, whichever branch you guys are from. So I am choosing information technology. Okay. Okay, I'll answer all the queries at the end, as I told you. Okay. Lateral entries, who are asking me how, I understand this is a common question. So lateral entries must have started in 2021, let's say. So mention it as 2021. What is there? Or mention it as 2020 and 2024 only if it is not accepting. They'll particularly not see when you're starting. All that matters is when you're graduating. So don't worry about it. And grading system, CGPA, maybe for this college, CGPA is there. That's why it has, shown as CGPA. Sometimes it shows as marks also. So total CGPA out of 10, you just mention whichever is your CGPA. You just mention is a 8 or 9 or whatever. Okay. Guys, I already told you date need not be correct. Okay. Please don't ask me the questions and interrupt me. I'll answer all of it at the end. So 8 CGPA out of 10 means 75%. Usually when I filled last time, it was showing me the grading system as percentage, not CGPA. So because for this college, maybe CGPA is there and it is auto, giving me all these things. Okay. No, your CGPA in the sense it has to be the aggregate till date. Okay. Don't mention the CGPA of your first year or second year or third year. Whatever is your aggregate till date, mention that. Okay. That is about it. Okay, guys, if it is showing, if your grading system is CGPA and it is showing marks, convert CGPA to grade and, write it. That's not, see, all this is not a big matter. Okay, I'll answer all the queries at the end. So all these details are filled. So I'll click on save and I'll click on save and continue. So it'll take me to the next tab. So next is what? 12th grade. So please select relevant course. Is it 12th grade, equivalent diploma or both? So let's say you have done 12th grade plus diploma, then click on both. If you click on both, okay, you have to first enter your 10th grade and then you have to enter your equivalent diploma. If you have done your equivalent diploma only, then you have to enter all these details. Because I've done my 12th, what I'll do is I'll click on 12th grade. Specialization in the sense, in your 12th, are you MPC, BIPC or MBIPC or whatever, CEC or, I mean, of course, you guys would not be doing that. Most of you must be from MPC only. So mention it as MPC. If you are from diploma, mention that course name. I don't know what courses would be there in diploma, mention that course. Okay, so 10th, 11th grade, MPC. Next, university or institute in the sense, where you have studied, like Chaitanya, Narayana, all these are common. But if you have studied in somewhere else, mention that. I'm just mentioning as Narayana Junior College. Okay. Board of Education is state board or CBSE or ICSC, whatever. I'm just writing as state board. Post duration is again, just think backwards. Like, I have passed out a long back. So I'm just going by whatever I have provided in 2024 and all that. Specialization for diploma, I don't know because I really don't know about diploma. So whatever specialization you have done in diploma, do that. I'll answer your queries at the end. Okay. So here in graduation, I mentioned that I started in 2020 and I ended in 2024. So definitely my 12th must have been finished at 2020, right? So course duration in the sense, not your 2 years of intermediate. It is only your 12th grade that you have to mention. So your 12th, it is not your 11th and 12th together. Because here in the green, if you see, it is mentioning as mention your 12th duration only. Don't add your 10th duration. Okay. So which means 2019 I must have started. Right. So 2019, when I must have started somewhere March, April. I don't remember the dates. Nobody will remember. So just, mention dates. The month can be March, April, because that is when the year will start usually. So 2019. And I must have passed out in 2020, right? Because after passing out immediately, I must have started my graduation. So here in graduation, if you remember, the course end date, I have kept it as August. So 2020, again, don't keep it as August only. 2020, let's say I must have finished in May and I'm just giving a random date because I don't remember the date. So that's completely fine. So your 12th grade, you must have done for 1 year. So 2019 and 2020. And here it is giving you option. Course type, full-time. Grading system, you have CGPA or marks. If you have CGPA, click on CGPA and enter. If you have marks, click on total marks obtained. Let's say I got 85 marks out of 100. Usually 85 will be 100 maximum marks means, I mean, like it is equivalent to 85%. So here always mention your 12th details only. Let's say, for example, yeah, because it is particularly asking the same. And let's say if you want to give both 11th and 12th, okay, here in the green, it has only mentioned about the grading details. Just a minute, please mention only your 12th duration in your 12th grade details. Okay, so only the 12th, I mean, only in your 12th grade, whatever marks you have got, you just mention that. If it is out of 1000, okay, just mention it as 1000 and 850. Okay, so that the relevant percentage is calculated. You understood, right? Like what I'm trying to say. Okay, if both 11th and 12th will be in one certificate, I have answered your question. Mention it as 1000. Because I remember it is 1000, right, for 11th and 12th. So based on that, mention your marks accordingly, and the percentage will be calculated automatically. If it is CGPA, do the same thing. Okay, and when I'm done, don't go to next tab without clicking on save, and then click on save and continue, because any moment your net might be down or the session time must be out. So do that. Next is your 10th grade. 10th grade in the sense your 10th. So university, whichever school you have studied. So I'm just mentioning a random school here. And Board of Education, CBSE, ICSE, or whatever you have studied. Course duration. So just go backwards. In graduation, I have mentioned as 2020 and 2024. In 12th, I mentioned as 2019 and 2020. So 10th also, I must have. So 12th grade, you started in 2019, which means 11th grade, you must have started in 2018. So 10th grade, 2018 will be your passed out year, right? Think logically. So 2018 is when I have passed out. And 2018, let's say in March, April, that is when you'll usually have your 10th exams, right? So just give a random number, a random date if you don't remember. So 2018, you have passed out. And course duration, please mention only your 10th duration. Don't mention your 10 years or 10, what do you say, from first year to 10th class. Don't assume that it is 10 years, and don't give the course duration date as 2008 here. Okay, it is just your 10th duration. So 10th is for 1 year. So you must have started in 2017, right? So 2017, again, same, give March and give a random date if you don't remember. So you have done 10th for 1 year. So 2017 to 2018. And mention your grading system. If it is CGPA or marks, mention it as like whatever, 95 out of 100, or, and I'm just mentioning, and it will calculate automatically. If it is CGPA, click on that and it will calculate automatically. CGPA is not usually, you'll have CGPAs out of 10, right? It's not 100. So mention and it will calculate the percentage automatically. And before going to another tab, click on save and then click on save and continue. So it will take you to the next tab automatically. So it's asking you any other qualification. If you have done any other course, click on yes. If you click on yes, it will ask you for, I mean, few people will be doing dual degrees and all that. So if you have anything to mention, do that. Otherwise, just simply click on no. Most of you will not have any other course to mention. So just click on no. Next, click on save and save and continue. Always do these two options. Next is NACTEC. NACTEC in the sense, few students will be writing NASCOM exam, which is conducted by the college, or they'll volunteer and they'll, write it. So if you have done, click on yes and fill all these details. So you need to mention the registration ID of NASCOM, what score you have got in verbal. So if you have done it, do it. Most of you might have not done. So just simply click on no. Okay. Click on save and save and continue. Okay. Next is work experience. So mostly you will not have any work experience. If you have any work experience, employee ID and all this is not required by you. So it here clearly it is stating that do not mention internships or trainings as relevant work experience. So don't assume that I have done internship at some company. Even though if you have done internship at some company, it will not be counted as your real relevant work experience. Okay. So just click on no. Click on save and continue. Okay. Next is the declaration. So read this properly to understand. Do you have any break in studies? Break in the sense, few people will take like a break of 1 year uh, and then start off. Or, I mean, if you have any break in studies, mention as yes. If you press yes, you have to mention the duration and what is the reason. I don't have any break, so I'm just clicking on no. Okay. Have you done any other courses? If you have done, mention as yes and mention the details. Otherwise, click on no. Do you have any pending backlog currently? Pending backlog in the sense, if you have cleared, you don't have to mention. Pending backlog in the sense, if you have not understand this word, pending backlog in the sense, currently, that's what they are asking. Still you have not cleared something, then mention yes and mention the number of backlogs. Okay. If you don't have any backlogs currently, pending currently, you might have, let's say, you have had some backlog in first year and you have cleared it already, then you have to click as no. If you have in first year and still you are not able to clear, then you have to click on yes and mention how many backlogs you have. Okay. That is about it. And please mention details of academic projects undertaken. So you just mention whatever projects you have done. So I'm not getting into this detail, as I don't have anything to mention here. So just scroll down and do this declaration. Read it carefully. You have taken all subject marks into consideration for calculating. So which means what? As I mentioned you, percentage in the sense you have to calculate all the aggregate and mention. So it's again asking you to confirm. I'll answer all the questions at the end. I told you already. So you have taken all the subject marks into consideration? Yes, I have taken. Okay. The marks or CGPA entered by you for each and above mentioned academic qualification has been secured in the first attempt. Means what? Whatever we have mentioned, I mean, they are not particularly asking about 10th, 12th, and graduate. It could be any time. It could be in your graduation or any time. Have you secured everything in the first attempt? Let's say, for example, I have some backlog. I got some backlog in the first year. I cleared it in the second year, but I cleared it. But I didn't clear that particular subject in the first attempt. I cleared it in the second attempt. So if you have backlog and if you have cleared it in the second or the third attempt, you have to mention it as no. If you have cleared all of it in the first attempt only, then click on yes. Okay. Yes or no. Next is you have considered only the marks or CGPA obtained during the normal duration of the course. Yeah, normal duration of the course in the sense, for example, this is not mostly relevant to you. Let's say few people will not be able to, let's say, for example, I am a 2023 pass out. Okay. I was not able to clear all my subjects by 2023 and I've cleared sometime in 2024. Then I have to choose as no. But all of you are still pursuing. So by default, you have to select as yes. Okay. You have completed each of the above mentioned academic courses in the stipulated time as specified by your university. So this means the same, like have you completed in the same time or do you have any extended education and all that? So mostly you will not have, so you just click on yes. You have declared break in studies, work experience and pending backlogs, if any, during your academics. So you have to click on yes, which means that you have already declared. That's what they are saying. They are not telling that, see, read this carefully. What it is asking here, let's say if this question was, ఒకవేళ question, like I'm telling in Telugu also for your understanding, ఒకవేళ question, you have break in studies declared కాకుండా you have break in studies అని కొడితే అప్పుడు no అని కొట్టాలి ఉంటే. ఓకే. యూ హ్యావ్ డిక్లేర్డ్ అంటే ఏంటి, వాట్ ఏమంటుందంటే ఆల్రెడీ మీరు డిక్లేర్ చేశారు దట్ మీకు ఏం బ్రేక్ లేదని స్టడీస్ లో. ఇస్ ఇట్ ఎస్ ఆర్ నో అని మళ్ళీ అడుగుతుంది. బికాస్ ఇఫ్ యూ రిమెంబర్ ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ while filling your this tab or this tab, they've asked you there also అక్కడ కూడా అడిగారు that do you have a break in studies? So it's again asking you the same question. So I repeat again, what it says is, let's say if this declared word is not there, and if it says you have break in studies ante appudu no one click cheyali, but here it is saying you have already declared అని చెప్తున్నారు, so you have to click on yes. You have not attended the TCSL selection process in the last 6 months. Ante you have not appeared for TCS or any of its exams in the last 6 months ante yes అని కొట్టండి, otherwise no అని కొట్టండి. Okay, yes I have not attended an ardham. Okay, all this, if you're not able to understand, just to choose the option and restate it again. Ante ipudu like for example yes అని కొడితే again put yes here and read the whole sentence for you to understand. So yes, I have not attended the TCL selection process in the last 6 months. Okay, for you to understand whatever option you are selecting, again reframe the question and ask for yourself. Last is you have read the TCS eligibility criteria and understand all the candidature, application, offer, onboarding, subject and all that. By default you have to click on yes and all of it, and you just click on I agree. Okay, and click on save and continue. So now did you see here all my details are mentioned and I got a tick here. So next is, it has taken me by default to the next tab. Next tab is other details. So other details is nationality. So sometimes what happens is few people are saying that they are not able to find nationality or it is not getting selected. Why it will not get selected is sometimes the timer will be out, the page of the timer will be out. So don't worry, you just have to click on refresh and log in again, because you have saved every time. You again don't have to fill the details. If you don't click on save, what will happen is again it will ask you fill your personal details, academic details and everything. So now I'm able to do, that's why I've just opted from the drop down. Next is languages known. Click on this and click on add new row. So from here, whatever all the languages I know, I'm selecting. So first is like, let's say Telugu. Type it and choose from the drop down. I can speak Telugu, I can read Telugu, I can write Telugu, and Telugu is my mother tongue. Okay. Next is like, let's say English. Okay, I can speak English, I can read English, I can write English, but English is not my mother tongue. Okay, mother tongue you can have only one. That's what is mentioned here in the note. Next is Hindi. So commonly you will have Hindi, Telugu, English. That's why I'm choosing that. If you know any other language, then you can mention that. You can click on add new row and keep on mentioning the languages that you know. Okay, so that's all I know, and I'm just scrolling down. This is about the language certifications, which means if I have any language certifications, including English, for example, few people will learn German, few people will learn French and all. So if you have any, you just click on this add new row, and let's say I know French. I have to click on French. Please add details for this language. So I need to mention, okay, I stay in the country. Okay, this is about language certifications. Okay. So what it is saying is I cannot simply add French here. Okay, I have to mention French as a language is known here, and then only I'll be able to add. Okay, let's say for example, here I have mentioned it as English. Okay, because here English I have mentioned as my known language. Knowing English, that is speaking, reading and writing, is different from having a certification in English. So let's say I'm choosing English. I'm supposed to choose from the drop down what certification I have. So these are the certifications of English. So don't mention unless and until you have any proficiency in this. Most likely you'll not have. So better not to opt anything. Okay, and you just have to untick this. Okay, so just for you to understand, I've added this. I'm just clicking on delete row. So you don't have to tick this. This is not mandatory. So don't worry about it. I don't have any certifications on language, so I'm not choosing it. Okay, so click on save and continue. So it is taking me to the next tab under other details. Achievements, in the sense, if you have any scholarships, or if you have been any head girl of your school, college, or if you have topped something, or anything that you want to mention here. It is not mandatory. Okay, all the queries will be answered at the end. Okay, and Ielts comes under certification. So whatever certifications that you have done, I'm just going back to show here. Let's say you have Ielts certification in English. Okay, you just tick this, add neuro, select English. We'll not have options to choose unless and until it is there in the drop down. So you just have to scroll and see. If Ielts is there here, choose it. If Ielts is not there here, Ielts is there here, I think, International English Language Testing System. If you have here, you have to choose your score and mention it accordingly. If you don't have, this is not mandatory, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. So, sorry, again, I was talking about achievements. If you have achievements, mention here. Otherwise, it's not mandatory. And if you have done any certification, click on this, add new certification. And whatever certifications you have done here, all that is there in the drop down. So you can just scroll down to see if you have done specifically any certifications. You can see if it is, first of all, there in the, other than whatever is mentioned in the drop down, you cannot choose anything of your own. So if you have it, if you have in the drop down, and if you have really done it, choose it. Okay. Otherwise, it's not necessary. I'm just deleting the certification. So I don't have any achievements or certifications. So I'm just clicking on save and continue. Okay. This is very important, where you have to upload your photo and CV and all that. So enter your first name again. Enter your last name, blood group, whatever is your blood group, you just mentioned that. Upload photo is, first of all, you need to have the photo downloaded in your on your desktop or your mobile, or if you're doing from mobile, whatever it is. So I'm just clicking on browse and upload. I've just downloaded my pic. So just doing it randomly. Okay, upload your CV. I'm going to talk about about CV and all at the end. Okay, you need to have your own resume, and the format and all, you just see it should not exceed more than 500 KB. So I have downloaded that also on my desktop. So I'm just pulling it from there. So everything is done. So what I have to do, I have to click save. Wait a bit, because sometimes it buffers when all of them are doing the registrations at once. The site will be down. So don't panic. Okay, save, and next save and continue. Okay, so I'm done with personal details, academic and work details, and other details. All of it is showing this green tick mark. Last is this application declaration. This is the last step. So security details, are you involved in any pending or closed civil criminal cases? No. Okay. Are you involved in any pending or closed disciplinary malpractices? No. Okay. So application form preview, you can just click on this, where the form will be downloaded, and you can double click it to just preview, to see how it looks like. I'm not seeing it now for the time constraint, and I'll do it later. Okay. Next is declaration. Have you appeared for the TCS test interviews earlier? By default, it is showing no, because in the last 6 months, I did not appear. Okay. All the questions will be answered at the end. That's what I've told you. Next is the terms and conditions. Read all the terms and conditions. I'm not reading it because I've already read it last time, and I'm just clicking on I agree. Date is, by default, you're filling it today. So the date is picked. Place is Hyderabad. click on submit application form. Okay, so when you get this message, it means that you have successfully submitted the application form. And all you have to do is click on download application form, and you have to save this for your future purpose. Okay, so now I'm going to log out. Let's say, for example, I got the, this is done, right? I forgot something, like none of you have reminded me that, okay, I have provided my CT. I have not provided my CT/DT reference in my TCS Codevita. I told you, right, in the other tab, my TCS Codevita profile is still open. So here I have to click on my, I have to provide my CT reference ID where I have copied. I'm just copying and I'm pasting here. When you're pasting something, make sure that there are no gaps. Matlab, there should not be any spaces and all that. So do like this and click on save. Okay. So this has saved my profile and 100% complete. So when you're, I showed you, right, in TCS Codevita, when you're getting the last statement that you can download your application form, it means that you have registered successfully on TCS Next portal. And for you to understand if you have successfully registered for TCS Codevita, your profile will be 100% and your CT detail, all these details have to be filled. Your mobile is verified, which means that you have finished your registration on Codevita also. So don't worry about this timer. This is in general the timer for people who still have to register. So my registration is 100%. So I don't have to bother about the timeline here. And click on the contest page. I'm getting this 404 error. Why? Because I have come to this tab after a long time, right? Like at least I have spent on this TCS Next portal for around 10-15 minutes or more than that. And again, I've come back. So the session have timed out. So you don't have to worry, don't have to panic. Again, go to TCS Codevita, login. Go to this page. Okay, so TCS Codevita is under maintenance, so that's why it's not showing me. But I don't have to worry because my registration is already completed. So whoever is facing this, which means that maybe their site is under construction, they might have experienced so much of traffic, and that's why the site is down and they're addressing it. Don't worry, don't panic. Check after 1-2 hours and do it. Otherwise, the best time to do is early morning, get up and see if this is open. Don't worry, the site will be up. Okay. And as I said, whenever you're getting some error or something, again, you can go back to this tcscodevita.com. As of now, I'm not getting login option here, but otherwise, if you remember, when I showed you the first time, it was showing me login option, right? So you can click on login and you can enter your details. So here, going back, what I wanted to tell you is that, let's say you want to edit your application in TCS Next Step portal. So you can just click here to go back to the main menu. Okay. So here, just click on login. Now I'm a registered user. So I should not click on register now. I have to click on login. So here, what it is asking, two things, please remember. I have mentioned this in my document also. For TCS Next Step portal, when you are logging in, the username and password must be your CTDT number and your password. And for Codevita, when you're logging in, username must be your email ID or the username, and password is your password, obviously. So here I'm giving my reference ID. You can give your email also. I'm giving my reference ID, the CT and DT, whatever I got. And I'm entering my password. Click on login. So there is an option called edit application form, right? So click on edit application. Just wait for 2-3 seconds because this will show up, this will open up. Okay. So read the instruction. Whenever you are editing the application, it is asking you to click on submit application form under application form preview and declaration after making changes. Okay, so wherever you want to make changes, let's say you made some mistake and you want to, and there are certain fields where you cannot edit. For example, I cannot edit the location of Hyderabad. So first of all, don't come to a situation where you have to edit the details. Date of birth, you cannot edit. Once done, you cannot edit. Likewise, there are certain things, but wherever if you want to change, you can change. And after you make the changes, go to this application form and click on submit application. You have to click on I agree. Each time you edit something, you have to click on I agree and you have to click on submit application form. Okay. So with this, I have completed the registration of TCS Next Step portal and Codevita. Okay. Let me tell you the last point and then I'll answer your queries. So let me check did you see here? I got mail from TCS Next Step portal. Okay, so this was little delayed, but you will definitely get it. Even if you're not getting it, you don't have to get stuck. It is all about filling the application and you just have to go to this link and fill the application. I'm not doing it again because I've just done it, right? I got the email late, but my application form is filled. Fine. And the last thing that I want to show is we have sent you a Google form to fill the details, right? I mean, like students who have successfully submitted their TCS Codevita registration, who have completed their registration, have to fill the form. So for 2023 and 2024, there is a different Google form sent. So I just want to answer, tell you a couple of things. You have to, as soon as you open this link, the link is posted in your WhatsApp groups. Just enter your details. This is the form of Suntech where we are tracking and we will send it to the college. Okay. So email ID, college name, choose your name, roll number, email ID, again, mobile number, branch, section. Have you registered for TCS Next Step portal? So if you have registered, mention as yes or else no. If no, you just mention what is the reason. Okay. Next, have you registered for TCS Codevita season 10? Yes or no. Again, if no, what is the reason? Did you get CTDT reference ID? If you got it, just mention yes, otherwise no. Next, mention your CTDT reference. You have copy pasted somewhere, right? So mention it. Have you received the confirmation? See, what does this question mean is, have you received the confirmation on your 100% profile in the sense, I showed you, right, on your Codevita dashboard, it shows 100% profile completion. So you have to mention based on that. For Codevita, you will not get any mail. In the dashboard itself, it shows 100% profile completed. And what does this mean is, please attach your TCS Codevita application form in the sense, you have downloaded the application form from Next portal, right? So whatever you have downloaded, you have to click on add file and you have to upload that. Okay, so this is all about it. And I'm done with my presentation and I think I've showed you step by step very, very clearly. Now let me answer all your doubts. So, okay, I think there are a lot of queries. Let me answer one by one. Guys, 1 minute, guys, 1 minute, 1 minute. Okay, what is CV? CV in the sense, CV is your resume, curriculum vitae. Okay, so we have posted sample resume of your seniors in WhatsApp group. So just take that as a reference and build your own one. Okay, don't copy paste because they have done based on whatever, the details of their education and all are there. They have prepared accordingly. So I will provide, like if it is not there, I think for one college, for MVSR, we have provided sample resumes. For Gokuraju also, I'm going to post the sample resumes of your seniors. Just take that as a reference and do it. Okay. Ma'am, can you share the recording of this particular session? Okay, I'll do it. Ma'am, I've submitted the form in evening, but now I have done. Guys, please give me a minute. I'm not able to read and they're like so many. Just a minute. Let me see. 1 minute, guys. post the message after I answer something. Okay. Don't post new messages. Just a minute. Just let me read out because there might be common questions that you might be encountering. Please wait. Don't post. Okay. Let me read out. Okay. Ma'am, from 9 p.m. today, site will be in technical repairing. Yes, that's what is mentioned. So try after 1-2 hours, or else try early morning. When I say early morning, try at 7 o'clock or so. Okay. There is some problem with the password for me. So click on forget password and try. Next is Mam Qualification OU unte em petali. So I told you this. If it is OU, then you have to click on Bachelor of Engineering. Ma'am, I'm from third year, then I should choose 2023. Yes, you have to choose 2023. Ma'am, during password setting, it is showing invalid characters. Can you please help me? I think I already showed you. Password must have one uppercase, a few lower cases, and special characters like underscore, and you have to have digits. Ma'am, for lateral entry students, course entry. I think I told you, right? For lateral entries, whenever you have started, mention that year. If it is not accepting, don't worry because you are 2020. If you are 2023 pass out, mention the course start as 2019. If you are 2024, mention it as 2020. For triple E, no option is there. It will be there. Mention it as type as electrical and you will see down. If you're not able to find it, then type as electronics and electrical. Type as electronics and electrical and you'll find it. Lateral entries, how they choose their year, it's only 3 years. That's what I told you, right? By default, your pass out year is 2024 or 2023. Based on that, you choose. Is the date mandatory? So usually we will not remember when we started, right? So date is not mandatory. You just choose a Monday. Don't choose Sunday, okay? Because you don't start college on Sunday. So other than that, any other day is fine. Should the CGPA of 2 semesters be given? So I told you, right, like if it is graduation CGPA, then it must be whatever is your aggregate till date. Ma'am asks as SGPA, but it is showing marks, so convert it and mention it. What GPA should be provided for lateral entry students? I don't know your grading system. Based on whatever marks you have got, you mention that. Specialization for diploma, I don't know what specialization will be there in diploma. So whatever specialization you have done, you can mention that. And 11th and 12th both will be there in the certificate. So how should we mention marks? I think I've answered this. I told you, mention your marks out of 1,000 and it will calculate. What do you mean by academic projects? What kind of projects? Academic projects in the sense, if you have done any mini projects or major projects, mention that. Ma'am, does Ielts certificate enough for English? Yeah, that's what I told you, right? From the drop down, if it is allowing you to choose Ielts, then choose it. What if I log out after completing of 2 columns? Should I start from first? If you click on save and continue each time, you don't have to do it. Ma'am, I'm not aware of my blood group. Yeah, you can choose randomly. CV means curriculum vitae. I have filled TCS next portal first. Now I should create a new one or not necessary? Not necessary. Ma'am, what happens if I skip the CT difference ID? You should not skip it. But if you have skipped it, log into your Codevita and again mention your CTDT. Ma'am, when is the last day to register? Tomorrow is the last date, but better to do it today. TCS next step link, ma'am. All of it is provided in the document. Please check. Ma'am, can't we edit the first name and all details? If it is allowing you to edit, please do it. I've chosen Bachelor of Technology instead of Engineering. I'm not able to edit it now. No problem, there'll not be any problem. Actually, I registered for this 2 weeks ago, and that time there was no guide, so I did not enter CTDT as it was optional. So do it now. You just log into your Codevita portal and do it. Ma'am, I was from MVSR college, but I kept bachelor. It's okay. Ma'am, so in TCS Codevita portal, I mentioned my name. It's okay. If it is accepting, it's fine. Ma'am, can long term be considered as break? Yes. Long term after 12th is a break. I'm facing a problem in mobile verification. So you have to provide a new mobile number and do it. Actually, there was a network issue due to which I have missed one part. So I have a doubt, do we need to give our first year average or second? I told you already, all the years aggregate you have to do and you have to provide. What GPA should be provided for lateral entry students? Whatever is your percentage till now, mention that. What is CV? CV is curriculum vitae. Oh my god, there's 16 new messages. Can you show graduate details in application form? I'll provide this recorded session. Ma'am, what happens if I skip the CTDT? I think I answered that already. Can you please share the recording? Yes. Ma'am, I've submitted the form in the evening, but now I've done few changes. What should I do now? Can I send my edited file again? It's okay, no problem. Because we just want to understand if you have filled or not. I have problem with OTP. Use another number. I'm facing problem in mobile. Yeah. What is meant by academic? Academic projects is your mini and major projects. Can we apply 2 times from the same mail? No, you cannot. Ma'am, I have submitted the form in the evening. I think I've answered this. Ma'am, in graduate form, we have backlog. If you have backlog, you have to mention it. And what CGPA or mark? So, excluding that backlog, whatever is your CGPA and marks, you just provide that. Last date of registration is tomorrow. Can you reshare the sample resumes? It is there already in your group. You can check. Yeah, you can select a random date for 10th. I told you already. So I think most of the questions are already answered. Guys, I'm not able to read. It's really becoming difficult for me to read. Do one thing. Can you all please unmute yourself and talk to me? I am not able to read because every minute there is like CV and resume is the same. Yes. Please unmute and talk to me. No? I'm not able to read the messages because continuously you guys are messaging, and when I'm reading one, the other is already popping up. So you can unmute your microphone and talk to me. Okay, I'm clicking on allow participants to unmute yourself. You can unmute and talk to me, no problem.
Ma'am, will there be any confirmation